a role did off-season play in your careers, your off-seasons?
I think the offseason builds towards those championships. It builds to the accomplishments that you want to have throughout the course of the season. You know, I never want to put myself in a position where I came into a season unprepared. You know, so I've always used the offseason to critique my game more than anybody. You know, there's not a coach, there's not an analyst, there's not anybody in the world that can, critique my game or critique the way I want to prepare better than myself. So, the offseason is all about like retooling. Being uncomfortable like really. So, the off season when I've won the 4 championships and I've had, memorable seasons, whatever the case may be, and even when I've lost in championships, that doesn't mean that I wasn't prepared. I was always prepared, and I think it's sort of off season.
Let me know what you think, but off-season for me is when you separate from the others, when all the workers and others, it's your chance to do things others don't put in.
Exactly. Yeah, I think when you're during the season, obviously you're around your guys. You guys are building towards one common goal, and that's to ultimately host the Lombardi Trophy or the Larry O'Brien Trophy. That is the goal. But the off seasons where you get an opportunity to actually do more, like looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing ways that you can be better. You have to design yourself to how I am going to be great, and put yourself in the most simulated moments possible. So when those moments come during the season, postseason, games, there's big games, 3 and 4 nights. These guys play on a Sunday and then have to play again on a Thursday. That type of shit that you have to be able to prepare yourself in the off season for those moments.
Yes. You don't want to have to wait till the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl to be uncomfortable. That's the moment you need to be comfortable. So if you can put yourself in that moment, like kind of in a way predating that, then you gave yourself a huge advantage. I think when I got in those big moments, I felt comfortable because all season long it was always about when we get there, we can't fail.
All right, this motherfucker ready to put on the helmet again.